Hi and welcome to my channel. So time is the only asset that is more valuable than money or anything else for that matter. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how I'm able to manage a full-time job working for the NHS as an advanced nurse practitioner. So I work 37 and a half hours every week. I go to university for a master's program and I do that full time. I also have a private career coaching service where I support nurses, carers, student nurses, students, prospective student nurses with career progression in the UK. I do that full time. I also have obviously this YouTube channel which I manage completely alone full time. I also have obviously my Facebook page which I also manage, and then I've also got, two kids under the age of 6. So I've got two girls, 4 and 6. I've also got, my husband who is another semi full time job, sorry to say, but somehow, yes. I've also got, I've got my friends, I've got my family, I've got everything else in between. How do I manage all of that? Look, one thing that I get asked all the times, is Melvis, how do you manage all the things that you do? Where do you get the time from? Look, I'm going to tell you that making use of your time, using your time well, is the single best skill that you must master. I'm not saying you need to learn the skill, I mean, you need to master the skill. And that is what I've learned over the years, to be able to do. But most importantly, the thing that drives me is the fact that I want to retire early. The fact that I'm already in my 30s right now and I want to retire by the time I'm 40 years old. So that is the drive that I can do anything basically. I can, even if it means I could have three other jobs on top of what I do, I would do all of that because I'm hoping that by the time I'm 67, I'm not working like many people that I see still working, in their old age when they should be chill, they should be enjoying themselves, but they can't because they are broke and they've got no money. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you how I'm able to manage all of that. What are my productivity hacks? What is it that helps me, you know, and obviously, I'm hoping that you can learn something from this. And if it helps you, that is my hope, obviously. So if you're new to my channel, you're welcome here. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate your time. And I do hope that you're implementing all of this and, it helps you as well. And by the way, if you want to receive info directly from me about, obviously it's my newsletter about career progression pathways in the UK, side hustle opportunities, how to retire early, work from home jobs, visa sponsorship opportunities in the UK, the best career progression pathways in the UK. If you check the comment section below, you're going to see a link to my newsletter. If you join that newsletter, then I'll send that information directly to your inbox so that you're not reliant on the yo-yo YouTube crazy algorithm, but you're able to get that information to you and it's able to help you so you can excel, you can thrive, and you can continue to succeed and live the best life here in the UK. Because that's what I'm all about. I want to share the whole of that journey with you so we're learning from each other and just supporting each other to grow and to thrive. So, what are the things that I do that really help me to manage all of this? Like I say, I work full time for the NHS as an advanced nurse practitioner. I'm doing my master's full time. I've got a family as well. I've got a coaching program. I've got, work from home jobs that I also do, and I've got two side hustles that I do as well. So, how do I manage all of that? The first thing I'm going to say is that you need to make use of your phone. I know this sounds really basic, but personally, I use a Samsung Galaxy 22. Is it 22 Ultra, whatever it's called? So basically, what I do is my phone is my power machine. My phone is my working engine kind of thing because I use the Samsung Notes. That is the most used feature that I've got on my phone, Samsung Notes. And what I do is I've got like a spreadsheet on there. I've got one for like kids, I've got one for like outings, I've got one for work, I've got one for my coaching program, I've got one for my YouTube videos, I've got one for, long-term things that I want to do, I've got one for all the courses that I need to attend, my uni. And so when I open that spreadsheet for each thing, anytime that anything comes to my mind about each of those things, I write it on there. So I just go to my phone, I open it up, and put it on there. I don't postpone it. So if I'm even stuck like in the toilet or something, and something comes to my mind about uni, it's like, oh, Melvis, you've got to do this for uni. I pick up my phone, I always have my phone with me. I pick up my phone and straight away I put it on there. So I've already got a spreadsheet for every single part of my life, and everything is super organized and everything is on there. If there's something new that comes up, all I need to do is open a new spreadsheet and start putting in. It's like a to-do list, but a really, really complex and a very elaborate one, about what I need to do, what steps I need to take, what do I need to do it by, and it's got dates and everything else like that. So this is one thing that it helps me not to keep things in my brain, but it helps me to store things in a really organized manner, so that when I want to do something, I know that, okay, I'm going to go to the kids section of it, open it. If it's a side business part, I'm going to open the side business part, and I've got everything that I'm dealing with, rather than thinking side business, kids, work, uni, this, that, coaching program, YouTube, Facebook. It does not work. So you've got to be organized, that organized, that every single thing is written down on its own specific spreadsheet, and then all the points that you need to do and by when, it's all on there. So that's what I do. That's the first thing that really, really helps me a lot to do. Another thing that I'm going to say is this whole thing about sleep. People are like, hey, you need to sleep for, is it 14 hours or is it 10 hours? How many ever hours they say? All of that, I'm going to tell you, is bollocks. Because I'm in my 30s right now. If I'm sleeping 10 hours a day, look, I'm going to die broke. I would 100% die broke. The whole thing about, oh, you're supposed to be resting, you're supposed to be this, you need to be very careful with that advice. Yes, you need rest, but you need to understand your system and rest according to what your system is like. Because if you've got things to do, you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to be resting. You need to be productive. You need to use your time productively. So one of the things that I do is that I'm very, very productive with the way that I use my time. For example, if I go to work and I finish work, say 9 o'clock p.m., let's say if I get home at 10 o'clock, I'm going to have a quick shower. I don't have a shower and then I go to bed. I have a shower straight away. I sit on my computer and I look at my plans for my program. I check, has there been any changes, any updates in the UK? What's happened? I've subscribed to all types of magazines, all types of, journals and all types of things. I need to go through all those things every single day. Yes, every single day, to see what is going on. Because when you need information from the best sources. Some of the information that I have, I need to investigate further. What's going on with this? What's happening? So I need to read further, and it takes a lot of time. So I do that after work, or if I'm not working, I do that at that time of the night. So by the time I finish all of that, then it's time to go to bed. I then go to bed. Then if I wake up 5 o'clock as well. Every single day, I don't wake up past 5 o'clock. It doesn't matter when I go to bed, but I have to wake up at 5 o'clock. And the fun thing is that I don't set my alarm, because my system is already aligned that I wake up at that time. So 5 o'clock I wake up. If I've got like a YouTube video to post the next day, what I do is I check which video do I need to post. You know what I mean? Have I done the thumbnail? Because obviously I do it myself. And one thing that I like about myself is that I'm not a perfectionist. I don't do perfectionism. As you can see, as I'm recording this video, I'm simply sat here. You can see my background. I'm recording. That's all it is. Again, I don't bother myself about, oh my God, the video has to be perfect, or I've got to do all these different editings. I need to have things flying all over the video, or you need to do this, or the lighting. I'm just like, look, I need to get the information out there. How do I get started with getting this information? Bang on, record the video, and that's what I do. Because yes, there is always room for improvement. There's always room to do more, but it's about priorities. It's about that to-do list. On my to-do list, editing my YouTube videos, I'm sorry, it is very low down in my list of priorities, which means that it is not important for me. Well, it is not, I don't want to put that extra time that is needed, because I've got many other important things, more important things, not only things that are more productive for me, but things that are more crucial that I do in a timely manner. So again, it's about prioritizing. It doesn't mean that it will be a bad idea to edit the YouTube videos. It's not a bad idea, but it's just that compared to everything else I've got going on, it is not a priority. The priority for me is that I've got a video to put out, I've got a message that I want to put out, and that I deliver my message, make sure that my information is legit, make sure that I've done all the research, make sure that I've got all my facts, and then I put the information out. That is my priority when it comes to YouTube. But I'm not a perfectionist, like, oh my God, what about that thumbnail? Oh my goodness, thumbnail should be like this, they should have that. No, because as far as I'm concerned right now, For me, it is not a priority. In the future, it may be that my to-do list changes, and then I've got more time, for example, then obviously, by all means, I will dedicate it to that. But again, so those are all some of the things that, you know, prioritizing, very important. What are your priorities? So that's one thing that I do. Then the next thing that I do, automations. Look, automations are absolutely amazing. For example, with my coaching program, I've got a lot of automation, which means that, and by the way, in case you're not aware, I have a private coaching program where I support with career progression in the UK. So if you're keen on this, if you check the about section of this YouTube channel, you're going to see a link, Nursing Career Bootcamp. You get support with career progression in the UK, side hustle opportunities, work from home jobs, personal, professional development, securing those visa sponsorship jobs. You want to get into nursing, you're like, oh my God, there are so many pathways. What's the best one for me? Again, that program is going to help you, support you with that journey to make sure that you excel, you thrive, you succeed, and you live a beautiful life here in the UK. So like I've said, if you check the about section of this YouTube channel, you're going to see a link to that program. And by the way, if you're enjoying this content, I want you to like the video. It lets me know you're enjoying content like this and I should do more. Also, if you've got any questions, any comments, any thoughts, any agreements, any disagreements as well, leave them in the comment section below and I'm going to join you there and respond to all those comments. I respond to all comments that I get on this YouTube channel. If it's something that needs more information, if I've got the information, I'll provide it. If I haven't got the information myself, I'll tell you where to find the information. So feel free to leave it on there. So like I was saying, automation is also one thing that has helped me tremendously in everything that I do. Because with my membership program, for example, Nursing Career Bootcamp, if you want to join, I don't need to be involved. You can join anytime that you want without me being actively involved, because there's a link, it's a virtual program. There's a link on there. You click the link, you follow the prompts, you join. If you're part of the program and you want to find out any information, you simply log in yourself. You can see all the different groups. We've got students, we've got carers, we've got nurses, we've got side hustle, we've got work from home jobs, we've got UK updates, we've got nursing and midwifery council updates. So if you want information about anything, you go to the relevant section, you'll be able to find that information. If you're not sure, you can direct message me, from within the membership program itself. And the reason I've done this is that it makes it a lot easier having all of that in one place. Then I don't need to answer all the questions like, oh, what about this? Where do I find this? Where do I do this? No, even our weekly live sessions come directly from the app. So once it's time, we have weekly live sessions every Thursdays, every single week. So if you're a member, all you need to do is log in, to the website. You see the live room, you click in, you join the live session. All of us joining, and I don't need to do anything because I have spent thousands of pounds. If I have spent about 15, I think it's about £15,000 to set up these automations for the membership program. And I'm constantly evolving and I'm constantly upgrading, because if I find anything that is going to help the program, help with that, automation, then I definitely do it, because it means that I just need to show up during the live sessions. I need to find, say, for example, who is recruiting, what are the jobs available, I share it on there. But then anybody who is a member can simply log in and have access to all of that information. And that's why automations are so powerful. And they have really made, my job and my life a lot easier. Before I had all these automations, I had 2 members of staff to do all of these things. But since I set up all the automations and changed the system that I use for the membership program on my website, look, there's no need to have 2 people. So unfortunately, I had to fire those 2 people, which it was a shame. But as a business owner, one of the things you need to learn is recruit staff, but also fire people. It's very difficult. I was like, oh my God, how do I tell them? But I had to, because I had gotten to a stage where I had set up the automations that I needed to have. And so I didn't need extra people, following up people to say, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Because the whole system could do it. So automation, it's a must. If you're having a side hustle, you're considering a side hustle, obviously, these are all things that are going to also help you to be able to manage your work, your family, your side hustles, and all of that, because it is not easy. I tell you, I don't do this from a place of like, oh my God, it's all easy. It is so tough. The easy option, like I always say, is being employed and working for somebody. That's the easy option. But for somebody like me who wants to retire early and doesn't want to retire broke either, it's just not an option for me. I need to put in the extra effort now. I need to sleep fewer hours now, knowing that I've got the chance to sleep 10 hours, 20 hours in the future if I want to, if I choose to, rather than sleep 10 hours every day and then still be broke. Because the truth is that you need your time. You know, you need your time. If you're sleeping 10 hours a day, it is very difficult, and you're working, it's difficult to be productive. You cannot have a side hustle, you can't do other things. So, you know, your time is just going to be wasted in bed. You don't want to do that, you know. Obviously, people are not going to agree with me, because people are going to say, oh, sleep is important. You should. I'm not saying sleep is not important. I'm saying it's not necessary for a young person to be sleeping. Well, I'm in my 30s. I consider myself a young person to be sleeping 10 hours a day, because it's all too much, and you should be putting your time in more productive activities so that you can be more productive, and then, you know, end up having more time for yourself, so you can dedicate to those other things that are going to make you happier, healthier, and just more successful in life. So another thing that I do is networking. Look, when I go to work, obviously, you can't multitask so much at work, because you know, I'm a senior nurse, but it's a clinical job, which means that I'm seeing patients, you know. So it's not like you're going to be doing any sort of multitasking then, because you're at work. But one thing that I can do at work is networking with other colleagues. Because what happens is that when you're a senior nurse, most of the people you're working with are going to be senior colleagues as well, which means that you're able to exchange ideas. Yes, you're exchanging ideas. I'm like, what do you do? What else are you doing apart from work? What is going on? You know, they have all these meetings, and they can say, oh, what happened? You can attend all these meetings, you meet all these other people. So work is something that, you know, there's networking as well. So when you've got that time, you're attending those meetings. I talk to other people. What do you do? Who are you? What's your role? How did you get there? Very important. If you're going to work and all you're doing is hiding behind those curtains, you know, like, oh, somebody's passing, I'm gonna hide. You need to get yourself out there. You need to get out of your comfort zone, interact with people, and get information to help not only your career, not only your patients, but just help the society, help the environment, help the world. That's what this is all about. So again, like I've said, you know, having my phone, you know, which is a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. I finally got to that in the end. That's the phone that I've got. So it is so sophisticated that I always make sure that I've got the latest Samsung phone, because my phone is so important. It needs to be able to do a lot. So that's one thing. Then using the Samsung Notes, obviously within that phone, if you've got an iPhone, they've also got similar systems. Then you use that. Then there's all the automations as well. Then there's all the networking. And then there's just being really positive. You need a very supportive environment around you. You need a very supportive family, but you need to be so pushful that people see the need and the reason to support you. Because the truth is, if you don't push hard enough, people don't find the reason to support you. You need to keep on going. If you start now and then you stop, then that's it, really. Everything stops. But if you keep going, eventually you're going to get all the support that you need. You're going to get all the stamina that you need, and you're going to get there. So if you're currently struggling, you know, with anything, what are you struggling with? You know, what would help you with this process? If you leave the comments in the comment section below, if I've got anything to offer, you know, with regards to that, if I've got any advice, then, you know, I'll share it with you. But like I say, this is not an easy process. Having a side business, having all these different things that I do, it is not an easy option. It is just really being so organized. Even like my drive to and from work, I work like 1 hour away from home. That time that I'm driving is so crucial, because I can listen to an audiobook. For example, I have so many ebooks. I listen to audiobooks about topics that I'm interested in, you know, finance, retiring early, and, you know, just things that are going to enrich me, you know, news, and, you know, or if I'm not listening to that, I just reflect really on, like, what do I want to do when I get home? How was my day? What could I have done differently? So that is what I do during that time, and it's so incredibly important for me. And at this point in time, having that 1 hour drive from home is one of the best times that I've got in the day, because I'm not at work, I'm not at home, I'm in between, and it's just really time to be honest with myself, time to reflect, and time to just say, look, I've done this, I could have done it differently, I could have done better, and just have that time of reflection. Because when you're at work, you're at work. When you're at home, you're at home. And then, you know, lastly, I've got one person that I work with that supports me with all of this. So as you can see, you know, there's quite a lot that comes into running all these different things, but it is achievable. There are people that are doing a lot more than I'm actually doing right now, and they're still surviving. They're moms, single moms even. So yes, you can do it. You need to believe in yourself. You need to trust yourself. You need to keep on going. You need to keep motivated. You need to keep, you know, believing in that goal, believing in your own vision, keep watching the videos. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you don't want to hit subscribe right now, turn on that notification button so you're the first to be notified when I drop a new video on here. Join my newsletter, which is in the link in the comment section below, so that I can send that information directly to your inbox. Keep watching the videos.